Two twisters touched down in mid-Michigan, the path of devastation, the people picking up the pieces.
There wasn't a lot of warning. Within a minute, there's a funnel cloud on the ground.
And despite it all, very fortunate feeling.
We got lucky.
Live from the storm-ravaged Shiawassee County aftermath, NBC 25 team coverage starts now. The National Weather Service is out right now surveying the damage. 2 tornadoes causing a path of destruction. Our team coverage begins with my co-anchor Stephanie Parkinson, who is live in Shiawassee County. Stephanie.
Dave, we've seen a lot of videos now. We've seen at least one of these twisters on videos, but tonight we are getting more information of the exact path these tornadoes took when they came here through Shiawassee County last night. This is one of the hardest hit areas. I'm on Bennington Road near Reed Road. We're just north of I-69. This house behind me completely lost its roof. It's not the only one. Its neighbors, if you go down the street this way, same situation. Right where I am is where the stronger tornado came through. It was an EF2 with winds as high as 125 miles an hour. That second weaker tornado also causing damage, even crossing over M52. We have team coverage for you this evening. Sarah Yeager is in Bancroft, where the tornado cleanup is underway. Famey Redwood is talking with a family in Durand whose home was destroyed. And Veronica Meadows is at a machine shop in Vernon Township. She was there today where they took a direct hit. Miraculously, there have not been any injuries reported. But between these 2 tornadoes, Shiawassee County reports more than 70 buildings were damaged.
The tornado actually looks like it started pretty close to I-69 and M52, just north of Perry. And it's pretty much tracked all the way through up to Vernon and into Genesee County.
Yes, we do have a look here with the severe weather aftermath for the 2 tornadoes. Now, so far 2 have actually been confirmed. There's still a survey and still talks that there may be a 3rd tornado path. But taking a look at this is first of all our Corunna tornado. Now, this one touched down close to the intersections of Bennington Greens Drive and Innsbrook Drive. It continued northeast across M52 west of Grand River Road. It finally lifted near Maple River. Now, this one was 6.4 miles long. The path width at about 100 yards. And you can see there's the time duration from 6:47 to 6:54. This was an EF0 with peak winds around 80 miles an hour. The second one, considerably stronger. It touched down around the intersection of Britton Road and I-69, and it made its way through the Shoreline Lakes condo. Had 10 trailers and mobile homes damaged from falling trees. The tornado did continue to the northeast from Bancroft Road and Newburgh Road to M71. It did weaken a little bit and became an EF1, but it is a peak winds of 125. That path was about 18 miles long, 250 yards wide. Now, with a closer look at the damage, we'll go back to Stephanie in Shiawassee County.
Truly incredible there, Jamie. Now, for people in Vernon Township, just how much damage this tornado left behind, it's still setting in. It ripped off roofs, destroying homes and businesses all along the way. Veronica Meadows is live in Vernon Township, where one homeowner has a long road ahead.
We're in a homeowner's backyard. This is among the dozens of homes and at least one business damaged by this tornado. Take a look at all of this damage. This piece of siding in the home used to be the back of this homeowner's garage. It used to be right up there. It's since been boarded up, but earlier today you could see straight through to the front of this homeowner's driveway and even into the street. And you can see debris is just still scattered all around us, including your everyday household items, just like this phone book. Now, this home is, again, one of just dozens absolutely devastated by the tornado's damage, including another business about a mile away. That is a manufacturing company. It is called Great Lakes Fabrication and Machining. The tornado just flattened that business. This is all that's left of it. The manager believes 35,000 square feet is destroyed. Now, right away, he had customers and competitors calling last night offering to help. Tonight, Joe Libby is sleep deprived. He's been dealing with this all day long, but he's thankful for the community support.
Well, it's a gratitude, and it really says a lot to the people in the area, the people in our industries. We all look out for each other.
Again, Libby says they have a long road ahead, but the flagpole that they have in the front of their business still standing. He says the first thing they're doing Monday morning is putting up a new American flag. We're going to send it over to Famey Redwood in Durand with another look at damage in one of the homes. Hi, Famey.
We've been hearing people's stories since last night, but sometimes seeing with your own eyes will do a bigger explanation than my words ever could. I want to show you a home here in Durand on Geck Street. This home, someone was inside last night and she survived. I'm going to get to her story in a second, but I first want you to see the damage. That used to be a bathroom here. This was the foundation, but you can see there is nothing down here whatsoever. The foundation completely gone. Follow me as we head over to the other side of the home. You can see a TV laying out in what also used to be a room, not anymore. Follow me over here so you can see just how bad the damage is. All of this completely ripped up. But here, follow me to the back. I want you to see the recliner. An 86-year-old woman was sitting inside. She was inside of this recliner when the tornado came through. You can see how the recliner was completely put on the ground. Somehow she survived and is now okay, recovering with her son. This morning, they were able to get their dog, Boomer, that they were missing. Stay with us, and in about 10 minutes, I'm going to show you the damage on the other side of the house and exactly why this family is saying this is a miracle. Live in Durand, Famie Redwood, NBC 25 News.
Truly a miracle. Thank you, Famie. And Vernon, a lot of people also without power tonight, understandably so. We're told by Consumers Energy they likely won't be back online until tomorrow around 3 p.m. We are seeing power trucks out here, though, as we speak right now, driving by us. In Shiawassee County, 13,000 people lost power from last night's storm. 1,300 are still in the dark right now. And it's happened in a matter of minutes. That's really how people are describing this in the village of Bancroft about last night's tornado. It touched down just before 7 p.m. NBC 25's Sarah Yeager joining us live in Bancroft. And Sarah, can you tell us what the damage is like there?
The trees, they fell down all over this yard here behind me. If you take a look, you can see just how big they are. It covers the yard. You can see the size here. They have already started to clean up from the damage, though. And the owner of the farmhouse, he says it's amazing. It's a 100-year-old farmhouse, and considering all these trees, there's not much damage to the house. The humming of chainsaws could be heard across the neighborhood as people began cleaning up from last night's tornado. Some homes sustaining only minor damage, while others completely destroyed. Michigan State Police had their helicopter flying overhead, assessing the damage, while crews from the county and National Weather Service surveyed on foot. Albert Spreeman, he lives here in Bancroft for 30 years. He says he knew something wasn't quite right when he looked to the sky last night.
I had a dog. He was just about crawling up my back. He was scared beyond belief. So I took that as a kind of a hint. But before I got to the basement, it was over.
Spreeman says he's thankful the damage is only contained to the yard, but neighbors here say it will take weeks for all this cleanup. Live in Bancroft, Sarah Yeager, NBC 25 News.
Today, crews have been working to clean up trees that came down last night. This one at one point was blocking. This is Deesh Road in Flint Township. Police are urging everyone to report damage from last night's storm, but say do not call 911. Instead, you can report that damage by calling Central Dispatch in Shiawassee County at 989-743-2635. Governor Gretchen Whitmer, she has not surveyed the damage herself yet here in Shiawassee County, but says the state has been in communication with officials in Shiawassee County. She said tonight, quote, "At this point, the county has not requested for any resources, but they may request aviation support to assist with the assessment." She says MSP Aviation is on standby and they are prepared to support if that request comes in. Also out assessing the storm damage today, Senator Tom Barrett and State Representative Ben Frederick, both who represent Shiawassee County. The two lawmakers wanted to see firsthand just how bad their area was impacted.
I'm hoping that observation will help report back, the full amount of the devastation, and then perhaps we can use that to proceed forward with the governor and the emergency declaration and getting the resources that are necessary here.
We have been getting a lot of pictures and videos of the damage. This is just one right here. You can see actually a rainbow. We have been getting the pictures. One of the pictures, let's go to take a look at see what we have now. This is a picture sent to us by a viewer of the damage to MJ Farms in Durand. You can see the debris covering the trailer right there on the side of the screen. This picture right here was sent into our newsroom by photographer Mike Horn of a mobile home that was destroyed in Genesee Township. And take a look at the damage to this building in the Shiawassee County community of Vernon. Vernon. You can see the roof torn from this business. This picture, taken by Amanda Chodnicki, has been shared hundreds of times on social media. You can see the football in the foreground right there and the home destroyed in the back. If you have pictures, just send them to us at NBC25news.com and look for the Chime In tab.
A much calmer but pretty gloomy day for us in Bay City as we look live now through our NBC 25 Skynet camera. Now with our much more peaceful weekend forecast, here is Chief Meteorologist Jamie Cagle.
Definitely much quieter for today. Still a bit windy out there, and we still have a few light showers in the area. If you've been outside at all, you probably noticed that you've had some raindrops hitting the windshield, and now we have a little bit of sleet or a little bit of snowfall coming at us. This is going to be so minute in terms of any accumulation, just a little dusting, probably a little accumulation on the car, and that's about it. But certainly a windy day and certainly a cooler day. We have those 30s back in the forecast, and we end up in the 20s overnight. Some evening rain, some overnight flurries. It's still windy around here, but we're going to be talking about some improving weather and some quieter weather coming up in your Storm Ready weather forecast.
Also coming up, we'll continue our team coverage of the storm and the damage in Shiawassee County where we are and in Genesee County.
You're watching NBC 25 News at 6 with Dave Bondi, Stephanie Parkinson, and Chief Meteorologist Jamie Cagle. You're watching NBC 25 News at 6.
Tragedy hits New Zealand. 49 people have been killed during a coordinated attack at a pair of mosques in Christchurch. One of the suspected shooters live streamed the attack on Facebook. The alleged shooter, who is in custody, is described by leaders in New Zealand as an immigrant-hating white supremacist. Muslims in mid-Michigan are responding to the mosque attacks with prayer. The Islamic Center of Saginaw held a vigil today to send a message of solidarity. The imam says places of worship should be sanctuaries where people feel safe. He says all of us need to speak out against hatred of any kind.
And we've been working around the clock with our interfaith groups to make sure that we're all on the same page in regard to our visions for Saginaw, and we don't have to wait until something happens in our own backyard.
The imam says the mosque has started a fund for community outreach and to respond to crisis. Grand Blanc Township chiropractor Charles Jackson Jr. is accused of groping a patient when she came to see him for treatment. Today, he was in court and charged with 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct in the 4th degree. The Genesee County prosecutor saying the 66-year-old man inappropriately massaged and groped the woman during 2 separate appointments at Jackson's chiropractic clinic on Hill Road.
Getting a look at traffic conditions now. This is Bertrand Road and I-75 where it looks like it might be raining a little bit right now, but traffic is moving along nicely. Be safe out there. Back live in Vernon Township now, more than 70 buildings at least were damaged last night across Shiawassee County. For some people, their homes were leveled by these tornadoes. NBC 25's Famie Redwood has been with the Red Cross today looking at how they're helping people who lost everything. Famie?
And I'm going to show you exactly why Red Cross needs to be out here and help people. Imagine what you were doing at 7 o'clock last night. Last night at 7 p.m., an 86-year-old woman was inside of this house watching TV when the tornado came through. You can see how that tree is completely snapped in half, but that is nothing compared to this house. You see there, that is a bedroom, or what used to be a bedroom. You see the roof completely taken off the house. And if you follow me in this direction, you can see what used to be a shed. That was a shed. That shed now is just that yellow pile of mess over there. And that's exactly why Red Cross told us earlier today they are out here helping this community.
There might be individuals that need a safe place to stay. So our volunteers jumped into action and had a shelter open last evening very quickly. And now we're going to work with individuals through the recovery efforts as well and helping them develop that plan and get back on their feet.
We spoke to the son of the woman who lives here. He says there's also 2 boats on this property that's been pushed completely further out in the distance. He said she is doing okay. She's found her dog. No one was hurt, but right now this family is just incredibly shocked, and honestly, they are calling this a miracle. And when you take a look at what it looks like out here, you can understand why. Live in Durand, Famie Redwood, NBC 25 News.
The Salvation Army of Genesee County also has its Emergency Disaster Services team heading to Vernon Township. That's where we are. They will be there with food and water for the first responders.
It's time now to look at our Chime In Gallery. Once again, we want you to get involved by sending us your pictures and your videos. In addition to the tornado, the flooding, and the wind damage, there was some beauty among the weather. Craig Schaefer sending in this picture of a rainbow over Saginaw. Here's how you can send in your pictures with your phone in the NBC 25 mobile app. Go to the Explore tab, click Chime In, and then add media. Or you can go to our website, NBC25news.com, click the Chime In tab on the main menu bar, add your media right there.
Now, your certified NBC 25 Storm Ready forecast.
Good evening, Mid-Michigan. We do have flood warnings still in place for the counties highlighted here as we talk about Gratiot County, Isabel and Clare County, flooded roadways, standing water, some roads closed, and the streams running high. And if you look carefully, it's the Rifle River. We do have the Cass River, as well as the Saginaw and the Tittabawassee rivers. They will all be under, currently or in the very near future, under flood warnings as levels are rising. So folks around those communities do need to be very careful and watch for those rising levels over the next day or two, again with the continued snowmelt and the continued rain that we've had and that runoff. Now, showers continue to move across the lower peninsula. This is going to be very light snowfall, very fine accumulation, if anything at all. The good news is the weather is going to be fairly quiet. We'll see a little pulse of energy coming in from the west, and it looks like by the time we get to about Sunday, we could have a few light showers in the area. But again, going back to it is going to be very minute in terms of anything coming through mid-Michigan. Very light rainfall, very light snowfall, if that. A couple of snow bands try to come in from the northwest tomorrow. It'll be primarily through the morning hours. You can see they'll have a tough time reaching us, but nonetheless, if you see a little bit of flurry out there, don't be surprised. We're going to get into Sunday now, and you're going to see that mix of sun and clouds, maybe even a little additional sunshine as we go through our weekend. Now, checking out the temperatures for tomorrow, it is going to be the lower half of the 30s for tomorrow. Again, that partly to mostly cloudy sky. Peaks of sunshine. Sometimes it's a partly cloudy sky, other times a little more cloud cover, but nonetheless, it is definitely colder out there than what we had yesterday. As we talk about the chance at some snow bands on Saturday for the morning hours, warming up and looking pretty good as we get into Sunday and Monday. And then finally, as we get to closer to Wednesday, that is our next chance again at some light showers. There could be a little snow mixed in there. These are very minor showers, and finally a 50 down the road. That's your Storm Ready weather forecast. We'll be back right after the break.
As you've seen, these tornadoes have caused a lot of damage in Shiawassee County, but this storm made itself known as well in Genesee County. We're getting damage reports in the Flushing area and Genesee Township. The winds actually uprooted this tree, which fell right into a house, trapping a man inside. This is on Deesh Road in Flint Township, just off Flushing Road. The police chief says it happened around 7:30 last night, bringing down some power lines even with it. Thankfully, that man stuck inside did make it out safely. At the Camelot Villas in Genesee Township, a mobile home was knocked right off its foundation. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. The fire department says 2 or 3 trailers also had their roofs torn off. Back live in Shiawassee County, we are going to go back to Veronica Meadows for another closer look at damage. Veronica?
This home is among the dozens in Shiawassee County, absolutely devastated by the tornado's destruction. You can see debris still litters the yard here. The homeowner built this house himself. His wife designed it. He says it's going to be a very long road ahead, but he says that they plan on rebuilding. You can see just everyday household items like this shovel still litter the yard. This is from the tornado's destruction. I want you to take you around to the back here to show you just how strong the winds were. This big piece of the home used to be the siding on the house, on the garage. It has since been boarded up, but earlier you could see straight through to the street. Again, just among the dozens of businesses and homes damaged here, but people are staying positive. They are saying they will confidently rebuild and they are going to come together through all of this. Live in Shiawassee County, Stephanie, back to you.
We are getting breaking news now from the National Weather Service. Breaking news from the National Weather Service confirming a third tornado, EF0. We are working to get more information about the path of this tornado. We'll continue that coverage when we come back. Stay with us.
All right, here's a look at the third confirmed tornado from last night, the Flushing tornado. This path between Flushing and Swartz Creek, just north of M21, extending just to and just across I-75. Estimated wind speeds at 85 miles an hour, 8 miles long, and a path with 75 yards wide. You can see it lasted about 8 minutes. All right, Stephanie, what do you have for us?
We are going to continue. Yeah, thank you, Jamie. We have a lot of people who are going to have to rebuild from this. As we said, 70 plus structures that we know of so far in Shiawassee County. We will continue to follow this, and that will be on our sister station, Fox 66, tonight at 10, and also on NBC 25 News at 11. So again, for all the people in Shiawassee County, truly thinking of these people, so much that they went through, so many incredible stories of survival. We want to thank all of you, and we want to thank Jamie for keeping us updated on these tornadoes. Stay with us again. We'll be back on Fox 66 tonight at 10. For now, live in Shiawassee County, Stephanie Parkinson.